Let me ask you a question. When I say PSA, what comes to mind? Maybe it's an anti-vaping ad that popped up before you were going to watch a YouTube video. Maybe it's a really weird anti-weed ad that looks like it was made by people who don't know what marijuana does. Maybe it's a poster you saw at your middle school that was promoting anti-bullying. Whether it comes to you from a radio ad or a billboard, PSAs can be found anywhere and everywhere, and can be about literally everything, like saving the rainforest, self-care, or to be wary of something. A lot of time, it's easy to look at a PSA at a glance, then to forget about it completely, and in other cases, it's even easier to clown on the PSA, just imagining how in the world this got put into development in the first place. But every single PSA has a purpose. They all exist for a reason, and the amount of work that is put into a PSA is much more than you might imagine. Now, if you know anything about PSA, you most likely have seen this bear before. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is one of, if not the most recognizable PSA mascots ever created, and his name is Smokey Bear. The Smokey Bear mascot was first created on August 9th, 1944 by the United States Department of Agriculture Forest Service in a campaign aimed to combat forest fires all across the US. For a second, I'd like to dissect this image. Why was this original PSA so impactful? It doesn't seem like much. I mean, how could this one poster of a bear turn into a Titan mascot that would be instantly recognizable throughout the United States? First, I'd like to mention what was most likely the biggest reason this was so impactful, and that is the emotion it inflicts inside the person seeing this PSA. I mean, for one, Smokey is freaking adorable. I mean, come on, he has his Fire Ranger hat on, and he's standing up like a person, and he has pants on. I mean, what type of bear needs pants?
Sorry.
Besides the cute bear, we can also start to see what the rest of the poster does. We can obviously see Smokey pouring a bucket of water on top of a burning campfire, with a text at the bottom of the poster reading, "Smokey says, care will prevent 9 out of 10 forest fires." Now, what this immediately does is make the people who see this PSA feel sad. By seeing the bear at first, as he's the main topic, and then the fire that could possibly destroy his home, you feel guilty, and you may want to be more careful as to not do exactly that. See, what this is a wonderful use of pathos. Pathos? Pathos? I think it's pathos. See, what this is a wonderful use of pathos, one of the main 3 techniques for persuading someone into believing your cause, whatever that may be. In this case, pathos is used to make people feel that it is part of their obligation to be more careful with fires. The second reason this PSA was so effective is most likely due to one of the other 3 techniques in a persuasive argument: logos. No, not those logos, these ones. Logic and reason. You see, there are 2 main things that inflict logic and reason into this PSA, but they both mainly focus on making their target think, why wouldn't I want to help prevent forest fires? You know, unless they're an arsonist, in which case, they probably look at this and laugh. The 2 ways the PSA does this is, first, due to the text at the bottom of the poster, care will prevent 9 out of 10 forest fires. What this text is implying is not that, oh, you know, if you're careful, there's a chance you can prevent forest fires. No. It is saying that there is a direct correlation between caring and forest fires. The second way it does this is by showing what Smokey Bear is doing. He isn't doing hard manual labor to put the fire out. He's pouring a bucket of water on it. That's not hard at all. All this adds up to hopefully make the target think, from now on, I'll always be more careful, because why not? Why would I want to hurt this little guy in his home? Now it's time for the final of the 3 techniques, ethos. Is what I would say if ethos applied to this video. Yeah, so the funny thing about ethos is that it means credibility. And like, when you're writing an argumentative essay, that's really good, because you can show your credibility of like your sources and stuff to get your point across. But for like a poster PSA, it's not really needed. So every PSA has so much craft and time put into it, even if it might not seem like it. When you start to dissect it, you can really start to see what everything means. So next time when you see a funny anti-weed PSA, really think about what the people who made it were trying to do. And then laugh at it, because like, what the hell is this?